afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to all our friends in the media. And I know that we are now live. Good afternoon to everyone who's watching. Thank God it's Friday, but there's still a lot of work to be done. Kaya hindi ko napapahabain. I will now welcome your questions.
Thank you, spokes. Vivian Julia from ABS-CBN2 for today's first question.
Ma'am, the Office of the Ombudsman has ordered Vice President Sara Duterte and other officials to respond to the plunder, technical malversation, bribery, and corruption cases recommended by the House of Representatives over her alleged misuse of confidential funds. Nag-file po ba ng reklamo ang House of Representatives? Kailan po ito? At ano po ang implikasyon nitong kaso sa Ombudsman sa impeachment case ni Vice President?
Una-una, we have not received a copy order to file a counter affidavit. Ako personally, I've learned about it through the reports, and I've seen it on social media. What I can confirm to you is that the plenary adopted the report of the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability on June. And then the committee report was furnished to the Ombudsman they received it on June 16. Nita. So, it appears that the Ombudsman acted upon the recommendation of what I know is that the House or the committee itself did not file any complaint, but it appears that the Ombudsman acted upon the recommendation of the committee.
Pag ganun po ba ang complainant, House of Representatives and Good Government?
Dun sa ano kasi sa heading ng nakita ko nakalagay yung committee I still have to read about it and review my of the legal processes, no? Pero I will get back to you on that. On your question on kung ano ang implikasyon nito sa impeachment, hindi ko pa rin yan masasagot. We have to talk with the yung legal and also the prosecutors. But just the same, dapat magtuloy-tuloy pa rin ang impeachment trial.
Pero hindi naman po ito mai-consider na forum shopping, kung baga.
Unang-una, hindi ang House ang nag-file ng complaint. So, ang in-initiate lang ng House ay yung impeachment trial through the transmission of the articles of impeachment. The committee report, the action of the Ombudsman was upon the recommendation of a committee report from the House of Representatives. So, we are looking for the impeachment trial to proceed.
Ma'am, meron din pong statement si Representative Erwin Tulfo regarding the possibility of refiling the impeachment complaint in the 20th Congress. Parang meron daw po siyang narinig na ganong usap-usapan. Can you confirm po if merong ganun pong plano?
Saan kaya niya narinig? Kasi ako nandito din ako, wala akong naririnig. The House transmitted of impeachment already. We are awaiting for the Senate to act on its duty to proceed with the impeachment trial. That is what we are focusing on.
And sa position po ba ng House, kailangan pa ng refiling? Bakit po or bakit hindi?
Ngayon, ang tinututukan ng House through the prosecution panel is the preparation of the impeachment trial on the articles of impeachment that was already transmitted by the House of Representatives.
Thank you po.
Thank you, Vivian. Next up is Mela Lismoras from PTV4.
Hi, ma'am. Follow up lang po kay Ate Vivian kanina. Sabi nyo, hindi ang House ang complainant. So, sino po dapat yung complainant, ma'am?
Well, the Ombudsman can initiate investigations on their own. So again, it was an initiative of the Ombudsman acting upon the recommendation of the House Committee. So, yun ang kaya kong sagutin sa ngayon.
Opo. And ma'am, follow-up lang po dun sa video statement nyo kagabi. Sabi nyo, pakiusap lang sa tagapagsalita ng Senado, huwag sanang lituhin ang publiko, huwag gawing dahilan ng isang clerical detail para ipasa ang sisi sa Kamara. Can you just further elaborate po?
Mukhang kasing gustong gamitin ng ating spokesperson ng impeachment court na dahilan yung pag-serve ng entry of appearance that was unlabeled, untitled when it was sent here sa House of Hindi yun ang pwedeng maging cause ng delay. Again, as I said, the entry of appearance is not a requirement for the impeachment trial to proceed. Ang obligasyon, ang duty ng House of Representatives doon sa proseso ng impeachment trial ay nagampanan na natin. Ang inaantay na lang yung Senado para mag-proceed sa trial. So, yun ang tingin ko na wag natin lituhin yung mga tao na papasa sa Kamara ang dahilan kung bakit wala pa rin tayong nakikitang impeachment trial sa ngayon. Hindi po ang Kamara ang nagpapaantala ng impeachment trial. In fact, handa na at patuloy na naghahanda ang ating prosecution panel para mag-ipresenta ang mga ebidensya doon sa
Formidable at mga respetadong abogado po yung nasa defense team. Sa paghandaan na lamang po nila yon at yun ang awayin po nila at wag po yung impeachment court. For the record lang din ma'am, coming from the House spokesperson, inaaway po ba ng Kamara ang Senado?
Wala naman kaming inaaway. Kami lang ay ini-emphasize lang namin kung ano ang naging tungkulin namin at nagawa na namin, inaantay na namin na gawin ng Senado ang kanila namang obligasyon at responsibilidad at tungkulin doon sa saligang batas patungkol sa impeachment proceedings, lalong-lalo impeachment trial. Hindi po kami nangaaway. Siguro din, ang ating spokesperson, wag din magsalita bilang parang sa depensa. Do not speak for the defense. Speak for the impeachment court.
Opo, and last follow-up na lang ma'am, kasi ayun nga, na-interview kasi si na-interview din si Attorney Odi Bukoy sa isang show sa ABS at ang sabi nga niya dito, parang parang lawyering for VP Sara yung panig nga ng Senado. May sinabi siya, if you will recall, I heard a soundbite from the statement of the Senate spokesperson, Attorney Tongol. Sinabi niya, you know, if I were the Vice President, I will file a motion to dismiss. Why is he hinting? Why is he telegraphing? Hindi po ba? So ano po yung masasabi ng Kamara tungkol dito? At paano kaya to makakaapekto kung may mga ganitong stand yung Senate Impeachment Court? Paano ito makakaapekto sa prosekusyon?
Siguro ang ating spokesperson ng impeachment court ay ini-echo lang yung, kasi as a spokesperson, you speak for the body that you are representing, no? So baka yun yung naririnig niya mula dun sa nire-represent niya. Kaya nga sinasabi natin, impartial, transparent, impeachment court na handa tanggapin ang ebidensya, handang pakinggan ang ebidensya at magdesisyon ayon sa ebidensya na kaya nating na ilalahad at ipepresent ng prosecution panel pag tinuloy na nila ang impeachment trial.
Okay, thank you po.
Thank you, Mela. We will now hear a question from Billy Vegas of Abante Politico.
Attorney, magandang hapon po. Attorney, hingi lang po ako ng reaction doon sa sinabi ni Senator Amy Marcos. Sabi po niya, bakit ako na senador ang hinahanapan mo ng aksyon? Yung amo mo dyan nakatira, lahat kayo sa akin nakatingin. Sana ako na lang ang nagpresidente.
Una, bilang senador, kasama din naman sa tungkulin niya yung pagbalangkas ng budget ng bansa. Galing sa House, papunta sa Senate. Kaya nung kinwestiyon niya yung kung kung ano yung nangyayari sa pangangalaga ng San Juanico Bridge, sinagot lang natin na alam ko, sigurado ako. Based on records, meron din namang mga pondong nailagay for the maintenance ng San Juanico Bridge mismo, advocated by the congressman, the representative of the 1st District of Leyte, para nga mismo dun sa San Juanico Bridge na yon. Ngayon, kung tatanungin niya kung ano yung nangyayari, dapat lang tanungin din bilang senador, ano din ang nagawa niya para sa San Juanico Bridge. Total, hindi pwedeng tanong lang ng tanong eh. Kailangan nagtatrabaho. Lalong-lalo na, malapit din naman sa puso niya ang San Juanico Bridge, ang Leyte. So, instead na maghanap ng ituturo para sisihin, dapat nagtutulungan, both from the House at sa Senado. According to records in 2018, nagkaroon ng pondo para sa San Juanico Bridge of 27 million, noong 2019, 22 million, 2021, 105 million, 2022, 90 million, 2023, 150 million. 2026 ay may proposal pa lang na madadagdagan yung pondo to 400 million. Ito ay initiative ng House of Representatives. Gusto din natin malaman, ano din ang initiative ng Senado? Total, gusto din nila malaman kung ano ang nangyayari, nasa posisyon sila para gumawa ng solusyon, hindi maghanap ng sisi.
Thank you po.
Thank you, Billy. Lines Capanti from GMA Online is now recognized.
Good afternoon po, ma'am. Yung balikan ko lang po yung sa ombudsman. Tama po ba yung interpretation na you see the ombudsman's action as acting upon the recommendations, not on the complaint?
It is I read it dun sa reports that it is stated in the order to file a counter affidavit that it was acting on the recommendation of the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability.
So pero kasi nakalagay din po dun sa first page, complainant yung committee. So that's why
yun yung
medyo
heading nga yun eh.
Opo.
Pero again, kung merong naging complaint na final ang committee, wala po akong pagkakaalam na may complaint na final. Ang meron po kaming pinadala sa ombudsman ay yung pag-furnish committee report na na-adopt ng plenary nung huling 19th Congress. So, the heading may state that way, but the body states otherwise, that it was the ombudsman acting on the recommendation of the committee.
Okay. Ma'am, follow-up lang po. The ombudsman's tenure, the current ombudsman's tenure is about to end by end of July, I understand. So, do you find the timing, of apparent motu proprio investigation, do you think the current ombudsman has enough to conduct the probe?
Well, the person will not be the one to do the investigation. It is the body that will conduct the investigation, the ombudsman as the institution. So, if the institution starts its investigation, it will proceed regardless of the personalities in it.
Last na po. Are you not worried that, maybe there's a possibility na i-dismiss ng ombudsman yung findings ng committee? Mag-release sila ng ruling na this has no basis even before the impeachment trial could proceed?
Recommendation of the committee, naniniwala naman din ako na nung naglabas sila ng recommendation na yon ay meron silang sufficient evidence to make that recommendation from the hearings that they conducted. So I will leave it at that. Again, wala pa kaming kopya nung order. So hindi ko rin masasagot yung ibang matters tungkol dun sa issue ng ombudsman.
Thank you, Lenesca. Isa Bendaño Umali from GMA DCBB. Please proceed with your questions.
Magandang hapon po, Attorney. Your reaction lang po kasi bumiyahe po si Vice President Sara Duterte papuntang Australia at kabilang daw po sa itinerary niya, sasama siya or rally, Free Duterte Now. So ano pong reaction dito ng House? Thank you po.
Sarah all. Pero alam nyo, hindi ko alam kung if that is an official travel or if it's a personal travel. But lagit-lagi bilang halal na opisyal na bayan, yung oras mo na ginugugol sa loob at labas ng ating bansa at ito man ay pang personal o opisyal, dapat para sa taong bayan, hindi sa personal na interes. Para hindi nasasayang ang tiwala, ang pondo, at binigay na mandato ng Pilipino sa atin.
Thank you, Isa. Marian Enriquez from TV5.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am, I just have to ask. Kasi has this always been the practice, like yung questions about the ombudsman filing na ang complainant daw ay ang good government? Kasi I don't know kung ano yung nangyari doon sa Quadcom report na nirekomendahan din na filean po ng crimes against humanity paglabag daw po sa Republic Act 9851. Sina former President Rodrigo Duterte, Del Rosa. I don't know. Paano po ba yun, ma'am? Also, do you have any info about that? Kung yun ba, inaction?
Wala pa akong information tungkol dyan. Ang alam ko lang, dun sa recommendation ng Committee on Good Government, may listahan naman ng mga recommendation of criminal, civil, and administrative cases. I cannot speak on the history of the Ombudsman on initiating their own investigations based on various committee recommendations. But we will tatandaan natin, hindi lang ang ombudsman furnish ng committee reports. All other agencies, katulad ng Department of Justice, I think DBM was also furnished. So, different agencies may initiate their own investigations on the matter based on the recommendations of a particular committee.
Thank you. Ma'am, would like to ask, though ilang beses na rin to naging topic at paulit-ulit na, kasi meron din ulit statement si Majority Floor Leader, Senator Francis Tolentino, na sinasabi niya raw po yung impeachment complaint, itong impeachment case against Vice President Sara Duterte, it dies, lapses, terminates with the lifespan of the 19th Congress. Forthwith is the command to the 19th Congress daw. Sabi niya, show me a constitutional instruction, giving them the mandate to continue, show me where we carry over. What can you say about this, ma'am?
Very clear, well, mukhang dissenting opinion po yung binibigay ni Senator Tolentino. Nakalagay naman sa Constitution ang obligasyon, ang duty ng Senate is to try and decide. Totoo na walang nakalagay to carry over, pero hindi rin sinabi na matitigil siya pag natapos ang session. We have to remember the Senate is a continuing body kung tutuusin. So, if there's an institution that can continue their duties beyond the sessions, the Congress, mukhang ang Senate din yun. Again, the House maintains its position that the Senate may try and decide the impeachment proceedings. Tuloy-tuloy po ito. Walang tigil. Hanggang matapos ang pagkakataon ng depensa na mapagtanggol ang kanyang sarili, hanggang matapos yung pagkakataon ng mga senator judges na mag-decide dun sa merits ng kaso.
Mambalikan ko lang po what you mentioned earlier. You said, do not speak for the defense, speak for the impeachment court. I think this was regarding to spokes tungkol ng impeachment court. You also reacted on yung sinabi po ni spokes kay against tungkol. Sabi mo, as a spokes, you speak for the body that you are representing. Yun yung tingin ni Attorney Bukoy. Kayo rin po ba? Tingin nyo, yun yung ginagawa ni Tonggol? He's speaking for the defense team.
Well,